What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Progressive Vibe podcast. I am your host, Doddie. Today's date is May 7th, 2026. It is already almost um, halfway through 2026, which is insane. Um, I want to take some time out and just talk to the listeners of the show. I took a really long break from this podcast due to numerous of things, life in general, and the people who stuck by me and encouraged me to pick up where I left off, and just been a positive spirit. I really appreciate you guys for showing me love. Um, from all the way back when I believe I started doing my first, I think my first episode of the Progressive Five was, I think around 2016. And it went all the way up to about 2021 or 2022 is when I made, or it might have been 2023 when I made my last podcast episode. Um, it was audio only, and now I've been encouraged by some of the listeners to pop up on camera and just try to see how the on-screen podcasting will be. Um, so far, so good. I figured it out pretty easily of like what I wanted to do, what I wanted to kind of not do. I didn't want anything to be just OD, just doing too much. I like to keep it just simple. Speaking directly to you guys, no sugarcoating. This is a open community. Um, no judgment. Um, we like to keep it pretty common sense based. And what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Whether what party affiliation that you're in, if you're a Democrat or Republican, independent, this is a home for anybody that just loves or enjoys listening to not just specifically politics, but the embetterment of people's like life, whether that can be materialistically, spiritually. I feel like we all kind of have a part to play, and everybody has a role in this life that we live. And why not try to create policies? Create like a structural foundation that would um, better you know, your friends, your family, people that you don't know. I feel like that makes the world a better place in general, right? When everybody seems to be um, doing well, healthy, financially, environmentally, the list goes on. And I just think that right now, um, everything's so divisive that nobody really is listening to each other, to what anybody has to say. It's just either you're on this side or you're on the other side. And there's no like silver lining anywhere. And um, now I'm not the kind of guy that's just going to be, oh my gosh, like we should just be bipartisan and kumbaya and let's just take the high road and all that. I don't and it hasn't been working. But I do feel like if politicians talk to people normal, I was trying to think of another word to use, but normal is the word. If politicians can just talk to people normal, like a human being, and not bullshit them, not try to make up lies that are easily debunked, um, and taking the American people um, for stupid. It's a slap in the face, okay? People have families, okay? They have bills, okay? And they have to keep food in the house, roof over their head. Um, and it's not fair when a politician that has gotten elected to public office, who has been voted in by their constituency, gets in the office to proclaim to make change in their local districts, and they get in the office and they do the opposite. What do you think that does to the person or the people that is on the outside looking in? The people, the taxpayers who elected you to be in office because you said that you were going to do something that the people that elected you in wanted you to do, and you got in office and you just became corrupt. And you, your family, probably your rich buddies and gals are doing good. Not really worrying about where your next meal is going to come from, not really worrying about how are you going to make rent, or if you're luckily to have a mortgage in this disastrous economy. You really it What do you think people that want the access to this type of stuff, who deserves this type of stuff, who works, okay, who try to do, try to do right in life, be a good citizen, be a good wife, be a good husband, be a good brother, sister, mom, dad. The list goes on. And it's just like society kind of just like throws the middle finger in their face, and I'm meaning like the government. And you wonder why people don't trust politicians anymore, because nothing's worse than like a liar. Nothing's worse than a liar, you know? And it just sucks that the government is so corrupt, um, and is so in the mode of self enrichment that they use the American people as lab rats, test subjects. They get on TV, on mainstream media, and, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially, of people are watching. And they get up there and they use people and exploit what's going on in their life financially, just everything that a person needs to thrive, an average American worker. And they get up there and they say all these things that sound good, but when it's time to apply that same standard with legislation, with policies, they never seem to come through. And it's a reason why. And it's because usually they've sold their soul to a corporate pack, and they are probably taking money from a corporate pack that is paying them to not sign into anything that would possibly benefit the average American's life. That's usually how it goes. And then, like, another election cycle will go down the road, and the same thing will get brought up. In some way, somehow, they'll yell squirrel, here's a distraction, here's this distraction. And it's usually something based in culture war that gets people distracted from the actually injustices that go on in America. And the can gets kicked down the road for another election cycle. And it's just like a repeated thing, a repeated thing, and a repeated thing. And I just wish, and hopeful. I'm very hopeful that more and more people are starting to actually wake up and see that they've been duped. And duped, such a old timey word, I feel I feel old saying that, or bamboozled or something like that. But I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, you've been duped, you've been bamboozled, because of culture war crap. Um, racism obviously still holds a firm grip on America, and it causes conflict, unnecessary conflict that's going to hurt everybody. And I just know that it's more people, regardless of what religion or ethnicity. I just know it's more people who want the best for thy neighbor, for the next individual. I just know it is a mass population out here in America that still wants a better future for, if you have kids, our younger siblings, their friends. Are we really that selfish of a species to where like we're only concerned about us and our family? Are we really not concerned about like your neighbor or the person that you see in a grocery store that's shopping, pushing a shopping cart just like you, probably going through the same shit that you going through? I just want people to understand that we have the power. We have the numbers, and we have the power. The power is with the people. We elect these people who are just like us. They're no better than me and you. Who's to say that I couldn't get elected in public office, or you couldn't get elected in public office? But we have to have people that want to get elected to serve the people, public servants, not people that are just going to get in there to self enrich themselves, just trade stocks, to lobby for other corporations to just like get rich off of. And I think it really just shows the corruption, and it's legalized corruption. America has legalized corruption. Excuse me. It's legalized corruption. And it's so sick when you have a large amount of this population. Remember, the United States is the wealthiest country. We are the wealthiest country in the entire world. I think California, the state of California, is like the fourth largest it's like the fourth largest has like the fourth largest like economic system in the world, just like the state of California. But the country as a whole, we're the richest country in the world. And like we have homeless people in all parts of the country. I stay in Alabama. I live in Alabama. I live in a small state compared to a Texas or California, or Michigan, or, and I see homeless people every day. A lot of them are veterans, but we like to, when I say we, I mean the politicians like to use veterans as props. You don't give a damn about their benefits. You don't give a damn about if they're homeless. But when a fucking holiday comes up, like Memorial Day, then you want to sit there and you want to praise the veterans then, for a couple of days. But policy wise, you're not going to do a damn thing for the brave men and women who sacrificed for this country. Kids are out here hungry, but yet you have politicians who love to use they love to use the whole we care about the kids, I'm pro-life, but you don't give a damn about a kid or kids that are homeless or are going hungry in this country, in the wealthiest country in the world. And it just makes me so mad. It makes me so mad because it does feel like that you're just talking in a void. I mean, you see this stuff unfold and you see it happen every freaking day, and it's just like, it's exhausting and it's really sad, and it is just heartbreaking. It seems like there's no empathy in the country anymore. People don't give a damn at all, and it's largely due because society has numbed us into this. It seems like there's no more norms. There's no more rules. It might be, it's crazy though, because I Correction. There are rules for certain class of people. And when I say class of people, I mean a financial bracket. There don't seem to be no rules for the wealthy and the elite of this country. But the bottom half of working Americans in this country, we still got to play by the rules. But if you're rich, don't seem like you got to play by the rules. I mean, rich people seem like they able to break laws and use money to keep them from getting any trouble with the court system. Just pay my way out of it. Yeah, I might have did this, but I got money to get off scot-free. If I'm rich, me and you, the average American, have to pay our fair share in taxes. Doesn't seem like the wealthy has to pay their fair share in taxes. But yet you got the elderly out here getting their social security cut. You got people out here that want to make a better life for themselves, going back to college, and they can't because that's a financial burden on their life, drowning in student loan debt. I can speak to that. Healthcare, people are actually avoiding going to the doctor to get checkups to make sure that they're okay health wise because of hospital expenses. This administration has not helped. In fact, they've poured gasoline on an already blazing fire, removing regulations environmentally, not good for the environment. I mean, but we got money to always go to war. We always seem to have money for the defense contractors. We always seem to have money to give other foreign nations who don't need it. We always seem to have money for the rich people to get tax cuts every single year. But the average person is debating on which bill that they're going to have to pay. Am I going to have to go out? Am I going to have to go without water, or am I going to have to go without power until my next paycheck? Something's going on with my stomach, but I can't afford to go to the doctor right now because of I can't miss work, or I just don't want to go because I don't have good insurance or no insurance, or it's just going to be a money hassle. Something has to change in this country. We have to hold politicians accountable. Nobody's always correct. Not a Democrat, not a Republican, but I do think if voters become more independent, conscious, I think that that'll bring us back to a common sense type of realm that we need to be in. Because I don't know what we in right now. We are definitely not in the common sense realm. We need to get back to that. And I'm not trying to preach at nobody here that's listening. I'm not trying to feel like I'm, you know, scolding anybody or anything like that. But I just want us to just like take a breath and understand that our lives has got in a way has gotten worse. I mean, I'm thankful again. I'm not somebody who's gonna sit up here and just be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be like somebody up here that's gonna be like, okay, well, I don't realize what I do have. And I am thankful for that. I do have a car. I do have a job. I am in school. I do have, a roof over my head, loving family, friends, and things like that. But what I mean, if we are talking about our rights as a citizen, they are being expunged. They're being erased. And I don't think as a country, I don't think that we are up in arms like we should be. This is urgent. The 2026 midterms are coming up in November. I have local and state elections in my state coming up this month. And I just want people to just do your own oppo research, your own independent research. Okay? We got to take our bias blinders off. And we got to just understand that we all want the same thing. But how we do it is the really important question. Are we just going to want some for a few that look like us and not want the same for some people that don't look like us? Like, that's never going to work. We are all American. We are all God's people. I don't, if I'm sure I have religious people that listen and people who are not religious that listen. But I'm speaking from myself and what I believe in. And I do think that there is a higher power. And what I'm saying is we are all God's kids. We all have a role to play in this life. Nobody's better than the next person. Everybody's meaningful here. Everybody can provide some type of insight. Everybody go through struggles. But just like we struggle together, we can come out of this together. But we have to be calculated, we have to be diligent, and we have to be persistent. And that means finding out if you are a registered voter. And if you aren't, it's pretty self-explanatory, just type in on Google, how do I vote in my area? And I'm pretty sure it'll come up for you. Go to your government website, your state government website. It should have a listing of everything that you need to know about learning how to vote, registering to vote, where your polling station is, when are upcoming elections, etc. Because it's very, very important. And it shouldn't feel like it's a hassle. You know what I mean? It shouldn't feel like going to vote should be a hassle, should be something that you're dreading. You should actually be excited to shape your future. But unfortunately, we've had politicians for decades now, that make that a less likely thing for people because of their actions. People are a lot less likely to vote because they have been screwed over by this system for so long. That's why it's important for the people who are in elected office, people who are in our government that are speaking to our distresses, our pain, who are understanding that the sky is blue and not green like some other politicians, a lot of other politicians. But the slim few that we have that's fighting a good fight, that is speaking common sense, who are relatable, who shows it through their actions when they go on independent media. That's a very big thing. Even when they go on mainstream media, corporate media, they don't waver. Whether they're in a Democratic district or a Republican district, they're going to speak truth to power. That's what we need right now in this country. People who can speak truth to power, because the stuff that's going on in this country, the way people are suffering, it is not right. And you can't convince me that I don't see what I've been seeing. And I don't care who is president. If you are fucking up the country, then you need to be called out on it. Your administration needs to be called out on it. All this, well, you just saying this because you're a Democrat or a liberal or whatever. I'm a fucking independent person. I have an independent mind. Okay, I don't have loyalty to one party or the other. I have loyalty to human decency, human rights, equality, and common fucking sense. So that's my rant for today. I wanted to kind of get some stuff off my chest by this being the first episode back. And really just freestyling and just talking what's really been weighing on my heart. Um I really can keep going, but I swear I don't want this podcast to be like 2 hours, but I can. But maybe at a later time. But again, I just wanted to come on and just express to you guys how critical of a moment we are in time right now. And the younger youth are watching us. They're watching all this. And we as example setters, we should have obligation to want better for everyone. There are strength in numbers. It takes a village. One person can't fight all battles. We have to have a collective, because I know that we all are going through similar things And I know that it seems bleak. I know that it seems unbearable a lot of times, and overwhelming. But I just want everybody to know that keep fighting a good fight. Keep being the decent person, spreading joy, love, human decency. Keep putting that out in the universe. We can't capitulate with evil. We just can't do it. I'm not going to do it on my show. And I'm so excited to continue this journey with the TP Vibe listeners. Before we wrap up here, I do want to say that um, I will link my socials in the description after I edit this video and post it. I have a link tree. It should go to all of my socials and everything like that. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. That will be very, very great. It's free. It's just, showing love, subscribing, maybe share it with some friends, some family, give it a like, maybe comment. But if y'all comment, don't be getting on my head too hard now. Don't be doing me dirty now. But take it easy on me. Take it easy on me. This is my first stream back, so I'm still working out some kinks. Um, but I really do love you guys. Again, I'm your host Doddie, and let's keep being progressive. Okay, let's keep being progressive. Okay, love you guys. See you next time.